Hello?
Hello?
Hi.
You recording?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Ball chat, it's about to start. The talk goes on and on and on and on. And ball chat, and make me feel good. Scotty, Andy now.
Oh, sorry, I played the Andy one.
Hi, everybody.
Is that all right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't mind it.
Welcome to Bowl Chat. I'm Scotty B.
I'm Andrew.
And first off, we apologize for last week. We missed last week. We were a little bit busy.
Yes.
We had things going on.
Yes.
So we missed last week. And this week is, I mean, technically it's live.
Technically, yeah. I mean,
Could we have done it live if we wanted to?
yeah.
Oh, we could have?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. We should have just done that.
Nah, I don't think so.
All right, because other Scott just texted and said, hey, no Bowl Chat today? And I'm like, we're recording it right now.
Yeah, it's better to not do it live.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, there could be some problems if we did it live.
Potentially, you never know.
I understand.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so what's been going on in your life since we last spoke, Andrew? I mean, Vegas was a big thing, yeah? How was that?
It was the iHeart Festival. I'm still recovering, and I'm still very exhausted from that. So, yeah, everything's great.
Any exciting backstage stories? I mean, I saw you for about 10 seconds on Friday night and maybe 8 seconds on Saturday night, and that was it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. I mean, Elvis talks about it in his book, but being backstage is a lot of hard work. And it's stressful because you're running around constantly.
Oh, yeah.
I will say that it's not a good thing, but a better thing that's happened since COVID is backstage situations, because usually the hallways are just packed. You're like sandwiched against a wall. You can't go anywhere. It's terrible.
Yeah, it was fairly empty.
It was empty. I could breeze on down the hallway with I can get from one place to another within like 10 minutes. It was great.
And see, I used to kind of do what you did, and I don't do that anymore, which I like. I don't do running around now. I just sit at the production table there, and I run the clock. So that was my job for the entire weekend. I ran the clock. So I let the artists know how much time they had left while they were doing their set.
That's exciting.
It was exciting.
Yeah.
It's very important. I mean, even though it's just doing doot, and then, 25 minutes later doing doot again, it's very important. Because
you were tooting on the clock?
Exactly. That's what I was doing. But I mean, outside of the show, did you do anything exciting?
No.
No.
I can honestly say that. There was nothing exciting that happened for me. I went on a Tuesday. I worked from Tuesday when I landed until Saturday at 11:45 p.m. when the plane took off.
Yeah. That's generally how it is for me. This was the first year that I didn't have to be at the venue at like 8 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have to be there until later in the afternoon. So, but I didn't do any Vegas stuff. I just
I got to tell you, I'm not a fan of Vegas.
Me neither.
I'm sorry for our Las Vegas listeners because we do have them. I want to appreciate your city more, but every time I'm there, it's almost like I associate it with work. It's the same way with Los Angeles. I associate it with work. And I've been to Los Angeles and had a good time, but it still has like those rumblings of like, oh, got to check my phone. What
Agreed.
if I'm late somewhere?
I've been to Vegas probably 2 or 3 times on pleasure, but I have not been to Vegas on pleasure since we started doing the show. So I totally feel what you're saying. I like it. I don't have a lot of money to lose, so why else would you go there? People are like, oh, the shows. I'm like, we're in New York. We have shows.
Yeah.
There's really no other reason to go there unless you would just want to see like bums sleeping on bridges that you have to walk over to cross the street.
I mean, that's every city, though. So.
Yeah, but I had to step over a bunch.
Oh, okay.
And I did like the fact that the hotel that I was staying in was smoke-free. Because
what hotel were you at?
I was at Park MGM.
Oh, same. It was smoke-free?
Yeah. Yeah, you couldn't smoke in the casino.
You know what? I went into the Tropicana to go pick up cards, which... I'm just going to say it. Popcorn ceilings. They had them.
Yeah.
That's all I need to say.
Very 70s in there.
The hallway to get to the FedEx looked very much like a scene out of Miami Vice. It had the white hallway with the ceiling fans going, white tile everywhere, the big glass windows. I was like, ooh, this place got to get refurbished.
And the 30-year funk of Virginia Slims was still in the popcorn ceilings.
Lord Jesus, it was there.
By the
Strong.
way, do you know that the Park MGM had a FedEx? Just so you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I needed I didn't pop up in my options. So I had to go. I purchased the cards at that one, and they were very nice there.
God, I discovered it because I decided to ship my laundry home this time.
I should have actually FedExed my car keys home because Sam, who works here, she was going to move my car. I packed literally after I called my Uber. I got home, packed. The Uber was there. The Uber yelled at me and was like, "When are you coming down?" And I'm like, "Give me a minute. I have 5-minute grace period. Like, calm down." So I packed literally in those 5 minutes and brought my car keys with me. So I got a parking ticket. But this weekend in Jersey City was also a street festival. So I got my car towed.
That almost happened to me too, because I took
great.
the train. I took the train to JFK, so I left my car at the Hicksville train station on Long Island.
Yeah.
And luckily, I parked in one of the first 10 spots closest to the street, because when I got back, there was a huge fire department festival, like starting at the 10th spot in, with blow-ups and all kinds of music, and the McGruff was there. It was the whole thing. So I imagine my car would have been towed as well.
Yep, she was towed. I had to go to the lot yesterday, or Monday, I should say. And yeah, it was a low point for me.
Well,
but I couldn't even get mad. Like, usually when you get a parking ticket, you're like, those bastards, they didn't need to do that. Meanwhile, it's like, I didn't pay the meter, or I parked on the wrong side of the street. This one, I got towed, and I was like, you know what? It's just my luck that there happened to be a street festival on this one street that I decided to park my car at when I'm gone for 5 days.
And there were 2 Vegas disappointments for me that I must mention.
Yeah.
The first one is, first of all, when we landed, I had like a bionic headache. I can't even tell you how bad this headache
Diamond
was.
told me that.
And because, of course, I was supposed to go out for dinner, Skiri and Gandhi and Diamond and I were going to go to Bobby Flay's place at
It was
Caesars.
incredible.
Please don't tell me that.
Oh, sorry. It was awful.
Okay. So, however, I just, Skiri's like, dude, 8 o'clock, right? And I text him like, I don't think I can do it. I have a raging headache and I'm just not going to be able to do it. Plus, I didn't get to the hotel until like 6:30, and it would have just been a nightmare. And plus the fact, I love Skiri, but I don't love going out with Skiri, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it's a production. It's not just going out for dinner. It's ordering every app. It's trying the cocktails. It's waiting for dessert. It's filming the food as it's coming out. It's a production. It's a show and pony and
dog and pony.
That one. It's that type of show.
Right. And plus, I'm sure he got 1 or 2 free appetizers. But at the end of the day, I didn't have $200 to spend on dinner, which is what that would have been. There,
and we have a $90 allowance that we're allowed to spend.
I spent $95 on Friday. Do you think I'm going to get in trouble?
I hope not.
No. And
there were no food options open. That's my personal.
Agree.
I'm angry.
Well,
I got there, did not eat all day Tuesday, all day Wednesday, and all day Thursday. And when I did eat, it was Italy pizza. So shout out to Italy in Las Vegas. I only had your pizza the entire time I was in Vegas.
Speaking of no food options open, so when we did land, and I had such a headache, I was walking right outside the Park Plaza, whatever it is over there, and there was a sign that said California Pizza Kitchen with an arrow. So I'm like, oh, perfect. I'm a elite member, so I just went onto my app.
Your black card gets you far there.
And I ordered my favorite thing, well, not my favorite, because my favorite is salmon, but I didn't want to eat the salmon with a headache because that would not have ended well. So I just got the
I'm not even going to dig into that. You just continue.
I ordered the spinach fettuccine with bolognese, which I love there also.
Okay.
And little did I know, I ordered it to the wrong California Pizza Kitchen because the one where the sign was is no longer there. But yet the sign is still out at the street.
Is it the one that's across the street from the Park MGM?
Yes, that's what I said.
Oh, so every single one of those restaurants was closed.
They're gone. Yeah. So I said, oh my God, my food's going to be ready in 15 minutes, but there's no restaurant there. I wound up ordering it to like the Fashion Mall down the...
I went there with Elizabeth and Dennis. We went there for a lunch on like a Friday.
So what I wound up doing is getting in an Uber and going to the mall.
Why not?
And picking up the food. Well, because my head was pounding. I'm like, I don't know if I can do this. I might throw up in the back of this car.
Was it a migraine?
It must have been. It's when I travel and I go to like humid and hot, it's like sometimes it just doesn't work for me. So I wound up getting all the way over there. I was 25 minutes late. The food was awful by the time I got back.
Yeah.
But whatever. And plus, it was like $30 back and forth for an Uber, which I charged to the radio station. But
I mean, why not? It's at this point, you went there for work, so everything is an expense, right?
I guess.
Listen, I mean, like I said, it was limited. Vegas was very limited. I was shocked by how little was actually open. And it made me think, you watch it on the news and everyone's like, oh, Vegas. Oh, God, the casinos are open. Every single casino you had to wear a mask.
Yep.
And no food options were open. So realistically, I feel like Las Vegas felt relatively safe to me.
Yeah, it wasn't. There were not that many people walking around in the street. I mean, there was still plenty.
I got there Tuesday. It was dead.
Yeah.
It was almost frightening. Like, it felt like post-apocalyptic because you're like, usually when you see Vegas, you're thinking to yourself like, oh, the lines, the crazy crowds. None of it.
Well, my other issue was then Saturday morning, I went to do my yearly breakfast at Denny's. Because there's that Denny's right across the street there, next to Ross, the big crazy clothing place. And every year I go and I see my favorite hostess, Laura, who seats me, and she's been there ever since this festival started, like 11 years ago. See, look, there's Laura right there, and
hi, Laura.
That's me from 3 years ago. And I went there, and I was like, is Laura here? And then they're like, we don't even know who she is. They said we lost a lot of people during COVID. Not died, but they lost a lot of staff that left.
Did Laura know you?
Well, I mean, I think she pretended to. I took a picture with her every year, and she smiled, but...
Did you always show her the picture, too?
I did one year. Yeah, and she said, oh, that's very nice. But,
She's
I'm
like,
sure...
I don't consent to these pictures.
I'm sure
every
plenty
year.
of drunk idiots come in there every night and take... First of all, Denny's at 7 o'clock in the morning. It's an eclectic mix.
I can imagine.
Of vomiting drunks.
Oh.
And, people that are getting up for their day and having breakfast.
Yeah.
And I'm always the latter, but it's just fun to watch the lunatics that are in there.
Yeah, it's almost like the red-eye flight. You leave at 11:45, and it's either people that, like, are teetering on the edge of being like, how did I get on the plane? And people who are like, get me the hell out of Vegas. I'm the latter.
By the way, sorry for eating cherries on here.
I wish I liked cherries
It
enough.
was very exciting. This is like the last bag of cherries in existence in this area because the season's been over for a while, but I found one. And they're still pretty good. I
am not a cherry lover, but I am a fall lover. And I can't believe it's fall. It's fall, y'all.
Today. Fall starts today.
That it did.
Wait, you like maraschino cherries, though? You'll eat the ice cream sundae cherries, yes?
Yeah. I mean, it's not something that's like my go-to where I'm like, oh, I'm just
but if it's
jazzed about a cherry.
If it's on top of the whipped cream, you'll eat it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does it bother you that the red goo like oozes onto the whipped cream?
No, because it's all sugar.
Okay.
So like, why it's sugar on top of like whipped cream, which is just sugar.
I get it. Speaking of fall or whatever, don't we have? Aren't we? We got some new merch coming, don't we? I'm hearing. Is that possible? Or holidays or something? Yes.
I don't know.
We're not allowed to talk about that yet.
Did you do something?
Weren't you and I on a call like 2 days ago? Or yesterday?
About that.
Yeah, are we allowed to talk about that yet, or should we wait?
I'd wait because it's going to be in November. So, I mean.
Oh, all right. Well, it's very exciting. We have something exciting coming.
Yeah.
Yes. And I think you could still buy some Serial Killers T-shirts. There's still a few left.
And I think it also, the candle. Oh, sorry. Oops.
Oops.
Well, candles, November.
Yeah.
Spoiled the surprise on that one.
But it's interesting this time because you'll get to be a part of it. We'll explain.
Yeah.
Anyway, go to serialkillerspc.com, buy one of our shirts, and Other Scott will let me know when you purchase it, and I'll ship it out.
I love Other Scott.
How about that? I do love Other Scott.
Newman.
No, he's Other Scott.
No, I like calling him Newman.
Okay.
It's like when you told me not to call you Scotty anymore.
No, I didn't tell you not to. I don't mind it. I
know, but you've
Scott.
always preferred Scott. So if you prefer something, it's like that's how you like being called. I don't love Andy, but I mean, I'll go by Andy, and everyone here calls me Andy, so I've just gotten used to it. But I prefer Andrew.
I'm sorry, Andrew.
No, it's fine. I don't mind it. Like you said, certain people are allowed to do it.
All right, then let me just play this one.
Ball chat, it's about to start. The talk goes on and on and on and on. And ball chat, it make me feel good. Andrew, Scotty now.
See, if that was truly how we both liked it, it would have said Andrew, Scott now, Andrew, Scott now. But it's okay. I don't mind being Scotty. I don't love it, but it's fine. And the only thing that really drives me crazy is for people that have known that I'm Scotty for, I don't know, 25 years, and they spell it Scotttie. That drives me insane.
Oh, God. Yeah, no, that's not a good one.
And there are plenty of people that do that.
Isn't that how the toilet paper is spelled?
No, it's just Scott. Scott.
Of course. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, yeah. I mean, now that you like being called Scott, I always call you Scott.
No, I don't mind. See, like
I get that you don't mind it. Same way I don't mind being called Andy at this point. But at the end of the day, it's what you prefer. You prefer Scott.
Okay, but for the sake of the radio show, I'm Scotty B.
Yeah.
So
again,
I'm okay with it. You know, just in my regular life, I just like people to call me Scott.
Exactly.
That's all.
So again, because we're not on the radio show, I'll call you Scott.
Okay. Hey, do you want a pineapple?
I love pineapple.
I have an extra whole pineapple. Could you use it?
What? Do you have it here?
Yeah, it's here. It's in the refrigerator over there. You can take it home if you'd like it. Do you know how to core it?
I don't.
Oh. There's a special coring tool. I mean, you can just cut it with a knife.
I mean, I would just do that because I think that would be easier for me.
Yeah.
But...
I mean, why do I have a pineapple? Well, last night was one of the first shows. I think it was the first show back in the iHeart Radio Theater downstairs.
Oh, yeah. Wasn't it like Billy Idol?
It was Billy Idol. And
what does he sing again?
White Wedding and Moni Moni. Come on, you know all that.
Is Moni
80s.
Moni? What is Moni
Moni? It's like the quintessential bar mitzvah song.
I know that one. I know
where
that
they
one.
also, instead of Moni Moni, they say bad words.
Oh.
Yeah.
I went to a Jewish wedding only recently, and I got to do the thing where you go in a circle.
Yeah.
I loved it.
And you lift them up in the chair?
Yeah.
The
I didn't
hora?
touch the chair because I don't trust myself. I would probably get a little too ambitious and be like, ugh.
I have to tell you, my aunt, she fell out of the chair at her daughter's wedding. And it was very frightening because it was, doing this, and whoever was on the front legs didn't lift the same as the back legs, and she fell out and slammed onto the floor. And at first we giggled just a tiny bit, but then we're like, oh my God, she's really hurt. And it was frightening for a minute, but then she got up and everything was okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's plenty of bar and bat mitzvah and wedding stories where people have fallen out of chairs or hit their head on a ceiling fan or broken a chandelier or something. And those videos are out there. I bet if you could search for it on YouTube, you'll find them.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. Well, it's like that time when I lifted my daughter up into a ceiling fan. I was like, who's a good girl? And I lifted her up and I heard, I was like, oh my God.
Oh, no. I did that with my cousin as a kid. I held his feet and I spun him around in a circle, and his head hit the side of the couch. Honestly, I thank God every day that his neck didn't decapitate, because that was bad.
No, I think about me cutting my daughter's head off in a ceiling fan.
Ugh.
And oh my God, how awful that would have been.
Yeah, that's tragic.
So yeah. Anyway, so
big yikes on bikes.
Back to Billy Idol. Oh yeah, and Moni Moni, at the bar mitzvahs they sing effing horny, but they curse. So the DJ has to say over it really loud, Moni Moni. So the old people can't hear the kids cursing.
I really wish I could have gone to a bar or bat mitzvah.
In the 80s? Oh, they were a blast.
I never got to go to one ever in
I'm
my
sure
whole
you still
life.
can.
Hey kids, invite me, the 30-year-old, to your bar and bat mitzvahs.
You can be the entertainer.
No, never.
When Greg T used to work here, we would do bar mitzvahs all the time. So Greg and I would go do bar mitzvahs and throw T-shirts out and sign autographs, and he'd get paid a shit pile of money. And I would just be, hi, I'm also here. Here's a shirt, Greg. Throw it out. I was his support staff, so he would tip me out at the end of the night.
You were a hype man.
I guess.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the pineapple. So
what's so important about this pineapple?
First of all,
Did
I felt
you put
weird.
Bottle rockets in it or something?
No.
It's gonna explode in my face.
No, so I'm sure that most of you listening know that when an artist comes to a theater or a venue or a stadium or an arena, they have what they call a rider. And it's a big list of things that they require in their dressing rooms for the concert. Mm-hmm. And Billy Idol's rider was out of control. And they tried to cut it down, but they wouldn't let them. So I also do that. I go out and shop because I love shopping. And getting paid for it's kind of cool too. So one of the things on the list was a whole uncut pineapple. Mm-hmm. I knew they would never use it. They didn't. So I went in there this morning and it was still sitting in the refrigerator. So I took it. If you're interested in taking the pineapple home, it's ripe and ready to go. Otherwise, I'll take it. I mean, whatever you want. If you're going to eat it, be my guest.
I'm just trying to think. I'm going to be home. No, you could take the pineapple home because I'm just thinking long term. Tonight I'm going out to dinner.
Mm-hmm. And it's ripe and ready.
Tomorrow
It can't last
I'm
a few
going on a
more days.
Norwegian ship.
Yeah.
Friday I'm going home.
Okay.
Saturday I have a dinner.
Maybe Donna wants a pineapple?
I mean,
Donna.
I could bring my mom doesn't cut up pineapple.
Oh.
Oh, I love going to Chinese restaurants, though, when they give you the pineapple. I mean, it's probably just a Dole cup that they just throw in a...
That's always canned.
Oh, I love it, though.
I do, too. I'm a fan of canned fruit. Not many people are.
Fruit. Oh, I love canned fruit. It's just sugary goodness.
Well, see, I won't eat the canned fruit in the heavy syrup anymore. It has to be in the juice.
Okay.
Even in light syrup. I don't like when they add the goopy sugar water to it.
Yeah.
It's when I was a kid, bring it on. I would drink it. Once the cling peaches were out of the can, I would drink the rest of it. I'm like, but
sorry.
And I always liked the cherries in the fruit cocktail.
Know what I can't eat ever? Like jarred sauces. Certain ones of them I can't, like fettuccine Alfredo.
Fettuccine?
I can't do it in the canned or the
jarred Alfredo sauce? I can see that.
Gets me a little vommy.
What if you didn't know it was from the jar? What if an Italian restaurant used jar sauce?
That's fine with me.
You
I
just
don't
can't
even
see
eat
it.
fettuccine Alfredo much anymore because I got sick off of it when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
2001, I got sick. I vividly remember this. I had it, got sick, have never had. Well, I've had it once or twice since. But yeah, if an Italian restaurant cooked it for me and I didn't know, that's different. But I would never personally go out and buy a sauce in a jar and pour it on and be like, yeah.
That's probably one of the most fattening things that you can eat.
It's Chini time.
Yeah. I mean, when Amy was pregnant with both girls, I think, but definitely Ashley, we would go out for Italian food to Tutto Pasta in Hoboken. Is that place still there? Tutto Pasta?
I couldn't tell you.
Okay. Anyway, so we would go there and sit outside, and she would get big, giant bowl of fettuccine Alfredo because that's what she craved.
I mean, honestly,
Oh, the mic just broke. That's all right.
Yeah. All right, you talk for a quick
I'll
second
fix it
while
later.
I
Why don't you
fix
switch to the other one?
Oh gosh.
Switch to the other one.
Okay.
There you go.
Thanks.
Are you on?
I think so. Am
Yeah,
I
you're
on?
Yeah.
I like fettuccine Alfredo. Again, I liked it. I don't like it now because now I'm just convinced it'll always make me sick.
Well, now when I eat the fettuccine at California Pizza Kitchen, I always get the spinach fettuccine. I like that one. Spinach fettuccine with Alfredo sauce is great.
Let me tell you something. Their gluten-free pizza, also a banger. I love it.
The cauliflower one, the cauliflower crust one to me doesn't even taste like cauliflower. I almost think that they're lying.
Yeah? I mean, to be honest with you, cauliflower does the same, where there's
I could taste that one, though.
It's 75-25. There still is 25% gluten in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So why bother?
Because it's
Makes people
technically
feel
a
good?
healthier option.
Yeah, but for people that can't eat the gluten, usually that's why they get cauliflower.
So, yeah, like Elizabeth is gluten-free now. And
Now?
Yeah.
What happened?
She went to
An allergist?
What's the needle person?
An allergist, and they told her?
She went to an acupuncturist and an allergist.
Mm-hmm.
They said gluten, she did have a sensitivity. She did one of those Everlywell tests, which I want to do so bad because I want to find out if I'm allergic to dairy, gluten, all these damn things. So she took it. She found out she was sensitive to gluten, then went to her acupuncturist, and then they were like, oh, okay, you are, and here's what you should be doing instead.
I don't know. I've told this before, and I feel like it's the same kind of thing that when I was a kid, I went to an allergist, and they told me I was allergic to 150 things.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay. And I went and bought all the alternatives for like a month, and I was like, this is so dumb. And I went back to everything else, and nothing happened.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I would just love to know if, like, there's any sensitive. I have, like, shockingly, somewhat of a sensitive stomach on things where it's like certain things, and I don't show it very well, but like I literally feel like my insides are dying sometimes. So I'd be interested to know what's causing that.
Okay, well.
Just a personal note.
Hopefully it's not lactose, because as soon as we're done with this, we're going to eat some cereal with whole milk.
Well, I've been doing almond milk lately, and let me tell you something. My granola has never tasted better.
Well, see, but that's because almond milk changes the taste of it. That's why.
Well, I get the unsweetened one.
Doesn't matter. It's still almond
It's
milk.
delicious, though. Oat milk tastes really good in coffee, too, like La Colombe, the coffee shop across the street.
Mm-hmm.
I get their oat milk latte. Let me tell you something. First of all, it's dense. It's almost like milkshake consistency. Afterwards, I'm always like, well,
I
but
don't
in
know
the
that I
moment,
could-
I'm like, ooh, coffee that's like a milkshake.
I don't think I could drink thick coffee.
I think Turkish coffee is a thick consistency coffee. Then they also make it in sand. They like the sand is really hot and it cooks the coffee or it like boils the coffee.
Really?
Yeah, it's like a traditional thing.
And
I
what's-
wanted to. There's some in New York. I think there's one or two spots that do a traditional Turkish coffee, and I'm fascinated to go there.
What's the tiny we of Italian? Is that espresso?
That's espresso. I make that.
It's too strong for me.
I love espresso. My Nona, anytime I ever see her, we have a nice little coffee date in her apartment
Aw.
where she makes the espresso, and then she always has the little biscuits, and we eat biscuits and chat with espresso. It's great.
Does Nonna make the biscotti?
She actually does. She home makes biscotti. She makes like these twisty cookies. She makes sesame cookies. She
I
loves
love her.
to bake.
What's her name? Does she have an old Italian lady name?
Well, we just call her Nona.
Oh, does she have a name?
Yeah, it's Rosaria.
Oh, Rosaria.
Yeah,
I like that.
yeah.
And so espresso, are you supposed to sip that or shoot it?
So the way that she makes it is in like a biolette thing, which is like a
Press?
almost. It's like you pack the espresso in, then you let the water take it, and it like overflows into a little pot.
Mhm.
I would say this. It works very well with gas stoves. Electric stoves, I've had this issue ever since I moved into my new apartment. Absolutely love my new apartment. It makes me so happy. I am like in love every day. However, it has an electric oven. I have no idea what I'm doing with an electric oven. It doesn't cook right. I don't know how to cook eggs anymore.
Stove.
When I make espresso.
Stove.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Electric is very different.
I don't like it.
I know Amy doesn't like it either. When we rent this house in Cape Cod every summer, it has an electric stovetop. And it's very difficult. Like, things don't cook evenly.
No, I
Yeah.
tried cooking eggs and they almost come out like a piece of paper. Like they're flat. I don't understand how scrambled eggs become flat.
And I
It's
always
just
burn my
confusing.
hand. Even though it says hot warning, I don't trust it, and I touch it, and I burn my hand.
Okay, well, that's
Well, it's not red
sounds
anymore.
like a you problem.
I just
so-
assume it's not hot if it's not red anymore.
Yeah, so whenever I do espresso in my new apartment, it's really hard because the coffee needs to cook at a certain consistency for it to boil over. But when it's electric, it gets hot really fast. So then it just shoots out, and then I have espresso all over my stovetop.
Boogie woogie woogie.
Yeah, it's electric.
I love that you got that.
Everybody get on the floor. Everybody do the dinosaur.
Those are all bar mitzvah songs.
Everybody do the
electric.
dinosaur is?
No, that's not. The electric slide is.
Yeah.
Marcia Griffiths, if I'm not mistaken.
Ah.
Do you think we have it?
Honestly, you could have said it was like Peter Rogers, and I would have been like, oh, yes, of course.
I don't know if we have that.
I don't know who sings these songs.
Should we send this off to other Scott so we can... Oh, look, there it is. Ready?
It's electric.
I know this song. You can't see it. It's
Yeah.
electric.
That was a big
Boogie,
radio.
oogie, oogie.
That was a big, huge radio hit in the late 80s.
Honestly, I just want to make
Maybe
one
90?
song where it's literally can be played at weddings, bar mitzvahs, bat mitzvahs,
Yeah, it's the chicken
Sweet
dance.
16s. I want to make Party Rock Anthem is another one.
Right.
Flow Ride is what's it called? Right Round is one of those.
Yeah, but see, they don't always stand the test of time because all the ones that were in the 80s and 90s, if you played them now, people are like, okay, well, the kids would anyway.
They play the electric slide and everyone's on the floor. Journey, Don't Stop Believin'.
Celebration by Kool and the Gang.
Or oh my God, what's the other one? Frank Sinatra has a couple of them that if you hear it, like a slow dancey song. I'm going to make an album one day. It's going to be 8 songs. The 8 songs are going to be like, that's it. And every single one of them you're going to play for the rest of your life.
See, now in the 80s, at the very end of the party, they would play Last Dance, Last Chance for Romance. And then, but in the 90s, they started playing Closing Time. You know, they kind of changed it up a little bit.
Well, let me think. Whitney Houston has a couple of them.
Yeah.
How many songs do they? I Want to Dance with Somebody.
But that's not a closing song. I mean,
I know. I'm
like,
saying in a party.
Oh, yeah,
you're
yeah,
either
yeah.
hearing a
And
so,
we are family. They
Right.
always come out to that no matter what.
First song.
Even if there's no sisters.
first song. It's going to be the hype song. It's going to be the one that when you enter, it's going to be the one where it's like, "Welcome to Caden's Bat Mitzvah," and it's going to be and it's going to be a party song like that.
I mean, Caden would probably be a bar mitzvah, but that's okay.
I don't know the difference, and that's my fault, and I openly admit that.
Totally fine. You know what? Amy will kill me, but I don't remember the song that we came out to. Like, it must have been welcoming for the first time, Mr. and
Big
Mrs.
yikes.
You know, and I don't remember the song we came out to.
Jackie and David, my sister Jackie and her husband David, they came out to the Fox Sports theme.
Oh no, that's
Yeah.
the football. That one? I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
That's isn't that like Monday Night Football or something?
Yeah, they came out to that
Very cool.
because they wanted to incorporate a little bit of his sports love into the wedding.
What would your song be?
I couldn't even tell you. Whatever the DJ decides to put on.
Because you'll be drunk? Because you really don't want to be there?
I don't know. For me, I feel like a wedding is always kind of like, it's really fun, but then I think I would be just kind of like, all right, you can go home now.
You know what's going to be kind of cool? Like, I'm going to be listening to this in the car in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So let's end this bowl chat.
Okay, how long was this one?
It's 30 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Let's send it off to Other Scott.
Well, I have to upload it.
Yes, you upload it, and Other Scott will do whatever he does. And that's great. And then we'll go record a Serial Killers that will run on Monday.
Perfect.
So thank you for listening to this episode of Bowl Chat.
Yeah.
Until we see you next time, please follow us on all social platforms at Serial Killers PC and stuff.
Yeah, and go to the serialkillerspc.com website to get your shirt.
Very cool. Let me get the bowl back here, Andrew. By the way, Rob Shooter was here today.
Uh-huh.
You know our friend Rob Shooter.
Yeah.
And I used this bowl as a cup
Oh.
because, he likes to get frisky sometimes. So I put it over here because,
Oh.
I taped it onto myself.
Got it.
So
Got it.
You never know with Rob Shooter.
Sounds like an HR issue.
Anyway, thanks for listening to Bowl Chat. We'll see you again Wednesday. No, we'll see you again Monday, then again Wednesday.
Yay!
Yeah? I don't know. Until then, say clink, Andrew.
Clink.
Clink.
What does it say on the bowl?
You rule. You're brilliant. You're incredible. Everyone loves you. You're awesome.
Oh, I needed that today.
Complimentary cereal bowl. That's what it says on it because it's giving you compliments.
I love it.
All right. Thank you, Lenny Mudd.
Okay, thanks. Bye.